Right, we just logged on, so we have to do our practice trades before I take any real trades. And the whole idea right now was that was the only point where direction could flip was this bottom part, so the fact that we're not flipping here is just confirming that the continuation of price down, so we could actually get a short here once price comes back up. There's no levels besides this daily. There's nothing on the 15 yet. 5 minute there was no high that got closed, or no high that really got created until here and here. Where's the first low being closed on the 5 minute is there, which kind of confirms this whole move here. So yeah, we do have an ATH coming up as well. We closed the fair value gap, but it could be the order block that's going to hold to push price up. So this is the last thing that can hold. If this goes, you're looking at shorts. So here it is, you've got an ATT now. So the thing is, just test up to here, right? This is a new range that should get tested. The thing is though, you never tested up into this range. Closed it, you closed it here in this candle, haven't retested it. So if anything, price is probably going to come up to here before anything happens. So I'd be looking at this gap and this fair value gap. Also, if we remain here for the next candle, we don't close this. We don't close this line, meaning we can start pushing up. I haven't closed any highs on the 15-second. So far that's looking like it could be the ATT. So I'm still suspicious that it can come up to here. If we close here, then I'll no longer be thinking that. And if we do close that, and then we close this as well, invalidates this holding, meaning we can go for a short off of this order block once we retest it. I think the stop losses are a bit bigger. Yeah, they're a bit bigger than yesterday. I mean, the profits are going to be better as well. Just getting that retracement down from all-time highs. So most likely going to come all the way down to this point, the range that pushed us up. At some point. This is the daily wick from the 29th, so Tuesday? I don't actually know what day it is, but yeah, the 29th. We could look at the 25% level, which is here. I'm actually going to flag that as a regular thing here. 25% ungained. Ungained. So to make sure it's the right level, because I'm on the minis. Got to look on the NASDAQ. 3, 6. Okay, it's not the right level. That's the right level. Cool. So So we did close out. So it could just be getting the retest up into the range I was talking about. That'd be in this range. So you'd see any sort of closing above these highs as fake if it does do so. No real ATT placed, so we'll go back and check if other ATTs were put in place. 16 was, 12 was, 3 was, 58 was, okay, I guess so, and 46. So it looks like that's just a bud. Remember as well, we're looking at this as the exterior range. So if we want to make a complete, justified, logical analogy on where price is going to go and what it's going to do, we'll wait for one of these to go. Until one of those go, nothing's really completely confirmed. Second here is closing, so we know that's closed now, so we don't need that. So it's starting to look good to continue down. There would be nothing wrong with going as early as this order block. We closed the 15-second range here. Fortunately, there would have been no retests. But that was already confirming no movement up, right? Couldn't even close these. Couldn't close the highs. Broke the lows down here. Okay, so once we get price movement back up, we can look at something here. And this already failed to hold, so we shouldn't really care about that retesting. Only way I won't try anything is if we don't close at this point. If we do close that point, we close on the 15-second. So the high for that low has already been tested, so there's no reason this is a sweep to break that. Broke below, so we should return up, even if we don't break on the 1 minute. This should be fine. It might just go to here as well, because this is the first fair value gap. Would much prefer if it went higher. I don't really want it to test this before we get into a trade. So this closes no matter what now. By the look of that orange candle, you can see it's already closed underneath. If it does close any direction, so that's nice. So it's closed there. You can use the midpoint of this wick, hopefully to come up. There we go. Test into this fair value gap or up here. Much rather it come up to here. Doesn't have to though. We just have to react off of what we see. We've closed this now, so if we do gain the midpoint, we're most likely going to get stopped out by holding this range to continue higher. So for example, once this becomes an order block, if it was to gain the midpoint, it went for a short, well, it's kind of contradicting, right? Because you've closed this, you should just be holding this candle to go up, or you just get a look like that. Oh, fair enough. Normally what I said is what happens. This time you just get an aggressive close up, close down. And that goes into, well, if it closes one direction so fast and then just immediately it dumps, then it's quite telling on what's going on now. Tested into that gap. Also tested the 25% here now. Here's the thing as well, if we do close this, it can come all the way back up to here before it dumps. So trying to enter a short for this range can be a bit risky. We're entering short off of this range. If we close this, is a lot better. Whereas if we don't close this and we come up to here, then I wouldn't be trying anything. It's because we've not closed this yet. This range is still fine. So notice, alright, if this was closed, I'd be targeting this. If that doesn't close, I'm still targeting the interior range in here to break that, to at some point come back up to here. So the type of trade that we could take is something like here down to here, or just a low for 3R. An ATT coming up. So this trade is fine to take unless we close this. If we close that, then I wouldn't try anything. We also won't be doing anything until this ATT is put in. We're going to 15-second. Okay. I don't want to enter that yet, because what I just said earlier could be what's happening. About you entered this because you gained the midpoint, but on the 15-second we closed the higher, so we should be holding the order block to break this. Meaning, if you took this, you'd just be getting stopped out. What I'd rather do is wait for this range to show us it's not holding by closing this low. Once this low closes, and then we could look at something. If we're not waiting for that, then we are just getting into a losing trade. Doesn't mean it's gonna lose though, it just means it's a lot more likely to lose. Remember, we don't care what's happening up here unless we close this. Didn't close that yet. Still not really interested. We can go on the 5-second. Not even close on the 5-second. So I won't be bothering see where that goes. You could even look as far back as this. There it goes. Now we could be interested. Close, so it can just be testing up. Yeah, I'll be honest, I wasn't willing to take that. Wasn't willing to take that just because we closed this here. And by the time it's closed here, obviously it's just not going to retest back up. Got close, and I could have just went for the open here, which I obviously should have. It's a practice for a start. And I do advise you to go for the open if it's justifiable, and in that trade it was. But we can just wait for the next thing anyway. Should be able to get the next thing pretty soon. If a trade doesn't look 100%, I wouldn't take it anyway. When in that instance, the midpoint didn't look good at that point, but the open did. This is the thing as well, like we're talking about that 5 minute low closing, so your target is kind of here. You take the open, it's only 1.6. Don't really know if it's worth it. Or 1.83, because I would much rather be here than here anyway. We didn't close that. So I haven't closed it on the 5 minute, which is kind of telling us if we're not closing here, it's trying to come up and break this high. We closed these, so at some point it might come up to here, just like it did yesterday. For reference, I'm talking about this. That was my target from yesterday, and then it did come to it after going sideways for a while. It's the exact same look, right? Literally the exact same. It's quite often you leave these 15-minute highs earlier in the day, and then you just come back to them. We don't have a defined range on the 15-minute either. There's only a low. Ah yes, we closed out on the 15-second. Lovely. This is why you do have to look at the 15-second all the time, because this doesn't look good, does it? But on the 15-second it closed. I personally wouldn't take it anyway, just because I'm waiting for these things to close to show us it's not holding this, and it does want to go further down. To me now it looks like it does want to go further down, and there's not too much reason why it has to test all the way back up to here. So let's see. See what this next candle does for an 82. If we've not tested into this level yet, we can look at something. If it has tested into that level, then I wouldn't look for something. Next range down is literally all the way down to here, unless it decides to hold the high. It doesn't look like it will. So we're looking at this candle testing into this gap, creating a order block. Okay, here it comes, it's coming up. There's no range on the 15-second. Here it comes, it's coming all the way up. Stop loss might be a bit too big now. Just because of the stop losses right now are quite big. 9. 9's fine. If you take the body, looking at 10. If you don't, it's quite a justifiable trade here. If we can gain the midpoint of this, there's no 15-second range. There's an equal, so there's no range. We're going to close the midpoint of this. Typical there, we missed the closing that 5-second range that we held. Bring us up to here, and it just fell off a cliff. Retested that daily, retested the closing of that, so it's trying to move in an aggressive way. Well, we missed out on a pretty good trade here. Okay, we can still wait for the movement back up. Generally no reason why it should flip up anyway, so when you look at these ranges, right, just keep closing lows, holding, closing lows, holding, so when the next one's here, right, hold that to go lower. Go on NQ real quick, see if it tested. Hasn't tested on NQ. MNQ. Quite a big stop loss as well. I wouldn't be willing to go for this just because it didn't test. Second range, we didn't close anything. Okay, we closed the 5-second range going down. So this isn't the worst look. Actually, don't mind this. If this goes higher and then there's no swing up, but if this goes down then the swing was up to go down. So this is why I think this is justifiable. There's no 5-second, closest 5-second range here. So we're looking for it to be closed on the 15-second if it does. If this goes higher, and then I won't go for it because it's invalidating this as the swing. We have that for 25. There's not really too much you can do yet. So 3 hours around here. Seconds, there's generally nothing you can do yet. If you close this, you're most likely you're going to get stopped out. If you close this, you're most likely going to get a win. That's kind of all we can say. So we can expect, if this does close, we can expect price action back up. So we have to keep in mind the time, because there's a swing. We're just waiting for this to close. That's literally the worst looking candle I've ever seen. For the trade. If that goes lower, and then I would be trailing to break even. Goes lower than this candle because that could just be a swing to go higher. Just like that. So it looks like it does want to dump down. So we are going to put that to here. Now it seems so far away, but that's the next range. So what we just do is we just trowel. Currently there's nothing to travel to. This range target here, right? So we might flip up. If that goes, it's such a nice place to travel. If something goes, travel around here. Because this candle's so big, I would just travel here. Just does look like the next one will just be up, so that's fine. And what we can do as well is if this looks like it's going to go down, we'll just take a re-entry. Wasn't really anywhere to travel. It was quite an aggressive move down. You don't really want to be willing to lose out on just everything now. You could have trailed here, but I think you need to give it a bit more benefit of the doubt. I think what I went for, a stop loss of such a big candle, if you're gaining this, it's probably going to go the way up anyway. Now we can just wait for that next swing, which is in 1 minute. We can go as deep as this. Just being nice and patient there, waiting for that breakout. No reason to trail break even until here, till closed, tested back up and went down. I'm not too happy with. I think the trade was good, but I'm not happy enough with the trade to go on my real account yet. So I probably just take one more. Yeah, it was a win. It was a small win. It was a 1-0, but still, I think we wait. So this is the re-entry I'm talking about. Don't know why my stop loss is all the way up there. You see, I wouldn't be willing to take this. 14.5, your stop loss is too big to even enter. Plus you closed here. If you even was to close the midpoint, you could just be going as deep as this to break here. With how volatile the market looks right now, I wouldn't be willing to take something like that. Just weigh it out, just maybe give it about 20 minutes to 30 minutes. You just saw that candle there. What you could always do is just, if you was on your real account and price is moving this fast and you're not willing to take a loss in literally a minute because these candles are moving so fast, I'd just step away, give it like 30 minutes, come back. Also, something I've not actually done today was a big error on my part, is look at news, see what's going on. Any reason why it's moving like this? No, there's no news. So this is just quite volatile right now then. The only thing that actually, actually looks good is, well, target was here, right? We held this, should come up to here. We haven't closed that here. But on the other side, right, this was the low for this high. Technically we swept to break higher, so this is it. I'm a bit conflicted on what the price is doing right now, so if that's the case, I would just step back. And we also had that whole idea earlier of closing here and coming back up to here before going lower. So I think what I would do if I was trading on my real account, I wouldn't do anything until we get back up to here now, because these ranges have all been tested into. I don't want to take up a random short of a range that's already been tested into. I'd rather wait for the actual point that we should be looking at, which is here, as low as here. We'll just mark out the fair value up, and also the order block going as low as the mid point being here. So yeah, I wouldn't do anything until price got to there. You could long up to there. I would wait for some signs that it's gonna actually long up to there and it isn't gonna hold off of a random range. We want this to go, we want to hold this, and then we want to close what bring us to here. And then we can take a long up to this range, which would actually be a nice move, looking at about 83 to 100. So even if you was doing 1 mini, you still could potentially get around $200. So yeah, I'll just wait out, come back when we're in a different spot. Okay, we're back. Prices been going for quite a while now. What we said did actually happen. Down to the next level. I think a key piece of information that we misread there was obviously the trade we went for didn't tap into the fair value gap, so there was really no reason why it had to dump there. I knew that going into the trade, and that's why we was talking about that 15-second range closing and everything, or whatever I was talking about. I don't really remember. I'm assuming that was it, but yeah, once we came up to it, we obviously held it. Close this now, so I'm looking to see if we can get a long coming down to here up to this range, or if we're just gonna go now, because we're looking at this. This is the 5 minute. The 1 minute fair value up is here. We come as high up as this. ATH just went at 30, which tested into the high. No, it didn't test the high. So this range hasn't been retested yet. So if we was to short from here, our target's here. So we know every range has been tested into now. After the low has been closed. So if we do come up, it's gonna be to here. To see if we're gonna go higher or we're gonna hold for that. So if this range fails, that's where it's gonna go. We're looking to see if we can get a long up up to this level if it comes down now. If it doesn't, we'll get a short down to here. "15-second time frame" is not really giving us any reason why we should go further down before higher. Immediate rebalance, 2 in a row if this candle closes, which it looks like it's gonna. It looks like we are just reaching all the way up to this highest point. So this is what we're looking at. If we can keep aggressively going up as well, there's no reason why direction would need to flip once gaining the midpoint of the bearish order block. Because for example, if it was to test into it here, well, the midpoint is on this bounce, so we could be entering a losing trade because we close out higher. It's coming down to here to bounce to break here, which would take us out the trade for a -1. Always look to see if there's a 15-minute range, 15-second range on the midpoint of an order block you're trying to gain to enter off of. Because if there is, and you've closed, for the short it'd be closing higher, where you're getting in could be the flip to just stop you out. Felt the high. That would have been a good sign if we tested into the gap. Just double check it didn't test into it. No, it didn't. If something's really close, always quickly go to Nasdaq. It literally takes 1 second to change channel. So now obviously you both trade on minis. I'll practice on mini. Could still go as deep as the midpoint, right? Not tested the midpoint yet. If we're coming this deep as well, most likely are gonna test that. Let's take a look here. Let's go to the 15-minute time frame real quick. 15-minute time frame does look likely to revisit. We never hit the target with the lower target, but on the inversion side we did. Meaning longs are looking a bit more likely. And now I'm glad I quickly looked at that 15-minute time frame. Holding this would be the same as holding the fair value gap or the order block. Holding this is telling us we can now revisit higher. And this is the last line of defense, like we were saying. All these have been traded into. No reason to stop at any of them other than this one. So we're testing to that midpoint now. Reason on why I wouldn't take this short is if we close here on the 15-second, we closed it, so I'm not really looking to take this. I'd rather just wait for that long now. Because like I said, with this holding and the daily being there as well, I'm just going to get rid of this. Daily being here as well. Well, price action was cycling all the way down to this lowest point, which we've now got into. Looks like It's trying to take that cycle up. 5 minutes saying the same. So if we fail to move lower here and then we close this high, don't see why you can't go for a long. At the very least it should at least get to here, and by then you'd obviously be break even or even trailed somewhere. This range can definitely still be revisited. This range brought price all the way up. We closed the midpoint of that 5-minute order block in 2 minutes as well. So if we close that, there's no reason to short. Meaning if there's any price movement back down in the next candle, it'd be creating an immediate rebalance. And just testing into this range. Like we said, this range been tested, this range been tested, this range been tested. This is, realistically, this is your target. 100 points. You have to also be aware that technically you're entering off of a bait range, but I think it's worth doing so. Nice, so when this candle closes in 30 seconds, ATT down 41, we take that up. That's exactly what we're going to go for. Stop losses are not too bad either, so we might be able to get one with a smallish stop loss. So there we go, we've closed that now, so this range has failed. In my opinion, it's failed. If we can just get some price action down to here, we can go for something. So what we're going to mark out as well is, can go as low as this, which is, okay, cool. Around this point to still be an immediate rebalance. In a perfect world, this candle tests here. We gain the midpoint of it, we get in, and it goes higher, because this is exactly the next point it should be testing into anyway. So how low can it go without it failing and needing to go down to here? This range has already been tested on the 15 seconds, so if this range fails, most likely we'll be returning back down to here anyway. There's no swing, so I want this candle to create a swing. There's no swing and I won't try it. If we swing now, I will. Just need that swing. That's all we need. I don't think it's going to give us a swing. It can still give us a swing in the next candle. Just not willing to take it without a swing because it's not actually tested down either. The only swing I'm seeing so far is a swing up. We did actually get a winning trade as well there for 1 hour, so like I said, what if you get a 1 hour trade, the next trade you do should be a 4 position size. So if we can, we might be able to do 2 minis. I mean, if it literally got to here, it's 160. $160, which with the new rules on Top Step, that would be 1 of your days locked up. We felt that higher. We've came down, we've created that swing. Also a new order block as well. You'd have to be in as early as this. Just not closed yet. I think what we're going to do is just go for the 75% because it has to go quite far now. We might just miss out on the whole trade by the looks of things. But we wanted to wait, which actually what I'm going to do now is wait for this high to close. We wanted to wait for the 15-second closure now, which you wouldn't have been able to get in because it just rocketed up. If we close that candle, we get some sort of movement back down. We can take that. Just since this fair value up. Definitely a shame because this would have been a great position if it just hovered around here for a bit longer. We'd already be up like $44 at most. Shit. No, you end every day with that, you'd actually be pretty happy. Close, this is the movement down we're looking for. Okay, this is fine. Hasn't tested down yet into that fair value yet. I'm gonna wait for that. That's the only way I'll get into this trade because there's not really too much to go off of. So what I'd be looking at now is that test down. We'd get something like this. We can do that for two minis as well. Okay, we won't be doing that one anymore. 46 next candle. Now we just have to wait for the swing, the actual swing, because there's another AT2. It's just frustrating thing about AT2s. It's good to be aware of them because the amount of losses you would get if you're not is insane. We want this candle to close black. Of course it's not going to happen. Currently no swing. We want the swing to be down. Going to get rid of that just in case of any tomfoolery. Nothing yet. There's also nothing saying this is failing until we close here. Check out the 15-second. This doesn't mean anything because this has sprung us into the range. No swing down yet. So literally what we're waiting for is just a swing down. If there's no swing down, then we're just going to have to firm missing out if it does go up. There's a swing up, which is exactly what we don't want. This is starting to look a bit ugly as well. Let's take a look. Okay. That's a bit too far down for me now, unless it doesn't close. Where would the order block, the midpoint be? Would be there. What's the trade looking like? Stop loss at 8, so it'd have to be 1 mini. No reason why this should foul. The exterior range is here till that exterior range closes. No reason why you can't go for this. So what I'd do is I'd get one ready, just in case. So we do gain this. If we gain this, we can try and go for it. We'd break even once we get to here, just because this needs to go now, or it just won't go. We have to keep in mind those interior range closed, so we could be entering off of the failure of this, because this is exterior and this is interior. Be willing to take a try at this. This kind of doesn't really look too bad. This kind of doesn't look bad either. Did we close that? Oh, we did close that. Okay, if we get back up to this point, I'm gonna wait to get back up to that point. Let's quickly look at the 5 second. Okay. Close that range now, so we could be testing back down to here. Go higher. Once we re-close that, I'd go for it. If we close lower than this candle, which we did, all that confirms that this is the swing, so we can no longer go for this trade. That's a shame. There's a lot saying that we could have got a good move here, but I guess we'll just be waiting for price to come down to here now, which is completely fine. Or reclose this, holding off of this range here. Keep in mind, lowest fair value gap is this wick. We just tested into it now. We can go as low as this level. It's just technically the next range down, but this range brought us up to here. We closed the high. If this candle swings lower, I'd be taking this. Just because it's quite a volatile move, I'd only do 1 mini. It didn't swing lower, so I won't be doing this. Just gonna wait this one out here. So ATH is going to put in now. Looks like the ATH is up. So let's take a look back. If we gain the midpoint on this, there's a chance we continue up. If we don't, well, look at this, right? Felt the high coming back down to this point. So what can we look at? Well, if this is to swing, this is to be a black candle. I'd look at this to gain the midpoint. If this isn't a black candle, I'm not willing to take a short off of that candle there. It's too small. It's too high up. I'd rather it be around here. I have a range here. We close this, and even better, close that. Confirms the holding of this range. Really hoping this to be the bearish order block, high and low, but the next one went up. I wasn't willing to take short of the midpoint. I'm sure we would have missed it anyway. So it closed here, gained, and obviously never tested back. Just have to wait for some one of these things to close here. This closed, but this is the range it closed to get to. So what would confirm the failure of this range is this. What would confirm the holding this range is closing here. If we can close these, well, we have a couple of minutes for an AT2. Hopefully it closes, comes down, creates something we can enter off of, or other way around, close something we can enter off of, creates a swing, takes us down. Still a great move down, 54 points. Even on 1 mini is $109, 54.5. Not really too much to say on the 15 second. I think I'm just going to pause it until the swing comes around. Okay, things are looking a lot better now. Close this range, come down, hold the order block. On the swing, even better if we close this as well. Close this, it confirms what confirm this range is holding. Which is really nice. We just need hope. we get that movement down. If we don't, we're going to just miss out on this. Typical, but hopefully it does not happen. So hopefully we can just run down real quick before we go higher. Let's take a look at the 5 minute. Okay, cool, this is really nice. We have a range, so we can come down, immediate rebalance. Which I'm kind of hoping something like that happens. If we miss this next range or this next move up, or whatever happens here, well, hopefully it comes back down to retest this range beforehand. So we haven't closed this yet. No reason to trade all the way down if it wants to. Okay, this is starting to look okay. There's literally immediate rebalance after immediate rebalance right now. Don't want us to test up. Really don't want it to test up. If it does, then I guess we will be waiting. There was actually no swing at 59. Okay, we need this to be gone. Just literally to the left, and we swung up. Cool, I guess I'll just go jump out my window now. Forgot to click record down. Might not be missing anything anyway. Yeah, this is class. Just completely. I'm missing this trade. If they can flip here, get us in. This next candle. If not, then I guess we'll be going forth with no trade again. Cool. Okay. We wait now. We wait for this to close. Yeah, maybe just wait for that to close now. What would you look at that? If we're still trying to go through it, it would have just missed us. Still would have missed us. It's lovely. Minute. Okay. Let's wait for that swing. Come up in a few minutes. So yeah, that would have missed us again. We were trying to go for that. High. It's a high here, it's a low. If this next candle doesn't close above, looks like it obviously will. There we go. We close this range. Test into here on the swing. Take it up to here. Be looking at around. Say stop loss is around here. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Just need this to close. Closes. Did it down to 15 seconds? No. It's done now. Okay, cool. did it on the 1 minute as well. Lovely. This candle, the next candle can be the swing. Just don't swing up. For the love of God, just go down. Go down to anywhere. What is this level? Oh, just don't need that. And it's swung up. Nice. That doesn't mean too much to me. Nothing saying it can't just swing down. Just need that black candle. There's that black candle. Lovely. Great that swing. Four. 5. No words, really. Just no words. Generally no words. I wouldn't have tested us in. Tested perfect was our price, which doesn't test you in. A bit high, so going for that candle. The best idea. It's one of those ones where like it should have gone already. To end something like that. The only other thing that actually justifies this. 71. Let's close this now. If this next candle tests us up here, I'd break even. It tested up there. Just because we didn't close down, I'm not willing for this to come back down. It's completely fine. It's because of the type of entry we have here. Yeah, I'm aware it can come down. If it does, there's a word where it just dumps down. This is fine. This is completely fine. New range here. We test down into it. For the stop loss we had, it was a very justifiable break even. I'm just a bit too used to having the stop losses I normally have. They're really tight. Realistically, it should be down here. I'm sitting there trying to do 2 contracts for the video, really, which I shouldn't be doing that. Okay, testing back down. Okay, we can be getting another trade here anyway. Just great low. Great low, show me you've got a swing down. This is 1. God. So small. We've not tested that daily yet, so there's no reason to flip. There's a swing. Okay, that's nice. There's a swing. Cool. Okay, it's got a bit too low now for the 1 minute. Or 2 minutes, sorry. Yeah, it'd have to be 1. It's not closing the 15. 3, 2, 1. Closed. So 14. 50 up to there. I would break even once we get to this level. Been patient, no reason to do anything yet. nice looking thing I've seen. Closing midpoints, that's one good thing. Something I would do here is just mitigate some potential loss right now. Like I said, once we get to here, here, we'll be looking for that break even. Right, it's just the worst looking candle I've ever seen. Mitigate some loss again. Just because this really needs to go now, or you're going to take a loss. Because I mean, look at the candles. The worst looking candles I've seen. Should bring it down to here. My goodness, this thing does not want to go up. So it could not be any more stubborn. Honestly, we get here. Just didn't close the 15-second again. My goodness, finally. So it'd be break even anyway now. Let's make sure that's break even. Yeah, this was a long-winded trade, I tell you. Just confirm that break even. So realistically, this is target to here. Which is only 2.25. Because I drag it out for 3R. It's gonna be here. Jump down onto the 15-second. Nowhere to trail. So it's going to be a break-even trade anyway. That looks of things. So it literally goes up this second. this is why I'd be break even here, because of this level. This is literally a bearish order block. I think we played that well, really. We wasn't being too eager to break even. We was waiting for the perfect opportunity. And then we gave it the room. Because it took so long. We ended up just waiting for this level, not this level anyway. Look for a potential re-entry if we close here. Get above here, and then we can trade into something here. Until that happens, I'm just going to pause it and then come back. Okay, we're back. Just went up to the target we was anticipating from here. Fell off a cliff, and looks like it didn't go any higher than that last range we was looking to long. So that was a swing as well. I did actually leave just after that trade you just saw. But could we have got this? No reason not to. Like I said, we was waiting for price to close over. A lot of signs on why this could have worked. We didn't test into the level yet. But it's one of those ones where you're kind of playing it to break this level, knowing full well it might just go to here and flip. But you could have got something there on 15-second. Yeah. Okay. So the candle closed. Came here, retested. So yeah, I mean you could have tried that. It didn't really go anywhere. After that, we've traded all the way down. If we get some levels here real quick on see what we have. We have a 5-minute range. We're just coming down to it now. The range was anticipating price being able to flip back down to what we should have on our screen as well. I'm gonna get it is the midpoint. The midpoint, because we are coming up to that. Just need to make sure it's the right level. It'll be 52275. 522. Really? I know. Yeah, 57850. Looking at the wrong level. So just get rid of that. Wait. No, never mind. I was looking at the wrong level again. Cool, good one. Delete the wrong thing as well. Did I just mark the wrong candle? Is that what happened? No, it's right there. So the level we're looking for. Okay, yeah, 52275. 52275. 52275. Cool. Alright, that's our midpoint. 50% ungained. Cool. Right, now we got a level. I did actually test that as well already. We've not came down yet, so could get a short off of this once we come up. Not tested anything down yet. Looking at around, yeah, a good move we can get out of this if it just does come up. If not, maybe we can wait for this, but then closing that test into here, so we'd be using that as a bait range, meaning the low for testing this, if it was to do that, But we'd have to wait for that to close. Does look like it's going to come up to here first though. What we could do is if this closes, doesn't... Actually, never mind, this is the fair value gap. The highest fair value gap is already tested into it. So, I mean, if we close that, it's invalidating that this is holding, meaning we could go up to here and the range up here that we didn't test into. If we close that, that's if we close that. So we closed down, came down to the order block, didn't close the lower. We've closed this here, so we can have a pullback to here to potentially close that. We'll just wait. We'll just wait here, because right now it's a swing as well. No reason to be hasty. I don't think I'm going to get around to trading my real account. Not really happy with the trade so far. I don't think I don't think any of the trades we've got into have been bad. Just we've not had a good enough trade for me to think, alright, let's log on to my account. We're up 1R or just over 1R. Normally like to get a 2R plus to say it's good enough to log on, but we've got a small win and a break even. So the range we're working inside of right now is here and here. Close this. Doesn't mean too much, so I would wait for the bigger thing to close. The only thing we can go off right now is if we are to go up ATH here, but it's the same thing on the other side. So if we close the exterior, like I said a couple of minutes ago, I want to see that hold before I take anything, because we are bouncing off of this fair value gap. Inversion fair value gap, which hasn't been tested yet. Do we have an immediate rebalance? No, we don't, never mind. It's this candle. Just looking at this. Don't have there is a gap we can trade into. 15-minute high and low. There's only a low here. It would be a lot more telling if it was a higher, because in theory, right, we closed that, we traded back up into it here, dumped. So the target should be down here. On the 5-minute low, we do have a defined range, so we can say that's what's happening. So what could happen right now is we could use this candle to flip up to something here, then to target here. If we're rejecting off of the 25, we're gonna come to the 50. And the PDR of these two levels is here. I'm just gonna mark that as a different level real quick. So then we'll do it just as a dashed 1 thickness. I'm actually going to just do a dotted 2 thickness, because you can't really see a dotted 1 thickness. Just mark that as PDR. It's PDR for the 2 ungained, so PDR ungained. Get that right on the line. Cool. PDR ungained is where it tried to hold. Dropped off. We've now closed this here. So this is what I'm talking about. We're now not entering off of this. We're seeing if this is holding for us to then go for a short. closed and tapped into the low at the same time. Much rather see it come higher. This is the unvisited range. This is always where it's gonna, if it's gonna flip and do anything, it's gonna be here. And also, or if we came to here, fell, came to here, fouled, this is the next thing. If this does hold, it should project us up to here, to see if we can cycle up to here. So this is why this range here is 10 times better than if this ungained wasn't here, because there's an actual reason for this to hold on top of it being the next range down. Okay, so what I'm looking for is price action up, and then hold, break, look for something. Or I wouldn't be too put off the idea of just getting a trade from whatever taps into it, especially with the time. This music is so loud. It's really bad as well. I forgot to put non-copyrighted music on, or you're at risk of not seeing the video. Okay, it's coming up now. There's the up movement. Did we test into anything? No. The highest fair value gap is here. In theory, already tested. Create a swing. Let's look at this. Siri thought I said something to that. So we'd be looking at this here, because it's quite an aggressive trade. I would only do 1 mini as well. Fouled. I don't mind this. I think this is a pretty okay attempt. We are going to wait actually for this to close. Does look like it's just going to fall off a cliff and miss us anyway, but the idea was there, and I wouldn't go for the open, because I do suspect it might flip coming off of this level anyway. So unfortunately we did miss the entry of that. Seems to be the common occurrence in these videos. It's just missing everything. That is exactly how my trading is though, and I'm sure it will be, and probably is, both of your trading as well. Just missing loads of things. It's just how it is. You just have to be fine with it. You will miss a million good trades, and then you get a lot of break-evens that will then just rocket in your direction a couple of minutes later. You just have to accept it. You just have to accept it. Okay, so I'm anticipating the flip here. Didn't test into the low end of it yet, so we can still come a bit deeper. Gonna get rid of this because I don't really want that on my screen. Got a lot of daily levels here. There's quite a lot to look at. This is the order book open for this range here. Technically no range been created yet. on a higher time frame. I'll keep it just for now. But I don't really want to use it. I'm actually just going to get rid of it just because it's basically at the same level as that. Ungained 50%, so we're actually anticipating this holding in some way. If we wanted to be aggressive, we'd go for this, but I wouldn't. The range here, this would just be testing into the fair value gap, which could just test you out. So what we would have to do is wait for a range to close to confirm the direction is changing. It's like trying to take a long off one of these ranges where you've done nothing. Why do you think it's going to flip? What, just because we got here? We didn't close anything yet. We're waiting for something to close. Like we said, we already have the suspicion that it can go lower. Not really liking the look of it for the move up. Doesn't have to move up. We said we're cycling through these moves. In theory, or it tried to hold it and failed. So we should go to the next one. I can just do this to find the next one. If we just the midpoint of these, and then we just drag this, just pin it to that level. So it should be around here, which is the low. So that should be our target then. We are at this daily level there now. This is a daily gap. So, oh, that's really close. Oh, that's gone. Nice. It's not really looking good to hold. It's as low as it can go before it flips. Issue is, right, if you was to go for something like this, it can get to here and then collapse, because this is the highest fair value gap in this next little range. 15 seconds, you can see the range. There's a lot of daily levels here, so it's a lot more likely to hold than it is off of like a PDR level. I do think we're just going to target this low. It's quite telling. Completely sunk the midpoint of this 15-minute, which is kind of good really, because we failed. If we come down now, we failed the hold into this range, meaning unless we hold the bottom of it, there's no reason on why this should hold. So it should just come down to here. So we're looking at, from where price is now, for it to come down another $145. It's not really anything to enter off of. So the 75 level is here, 35, oh, it's actually a lot further down. $35, no, 39, not 35. 39.75, there is the next target after the PDR. Ungained. We dash that and do it 1 thickness. So we did it the wrong way around. There we go. Nice. Okay, so we are just falling off a cliff. God, it really is a shame you couldn't get any entry there, right? God. 67 points it went down. Fouled that. This range is gone. So we have 3 minutes till this closes. We can close this and come up to here. Use something to get to there, which will be this range. And you really care about the order block. Just kind of seeing whatever holds and then can cycle something off of that to hold and go higher. Obviously currently nothing's been created, so what I'm going to do is I'll just pause it until we've got to a point where there's a range. So what I'm looking at here is if we can create a range, we can start looking for that long up to the 50 or the PDR. If a range gets created here, if not, then that's fair enough. It's definitely trying to hold. We have now closed that 15 minute low, which is nice. It kind of confirms to us that we can push deeper here over time. Hoping that maybe we can get a pushback up before that happens. So we're just waiting for that. Define the range to be put in, then we can wait for something to close. To be fair, we have one. I didn't know this was a high. We have a high and a low. Once this low goes, once this high goes, we test back down. We can look for a trade. Look at the 15-second here. It looks so bad. Oh my goodness. Okay. So this is our current situation. If this candle sinks lower than this, this is the ATH, and potentially we'll be going lower here. I've actually got no levels, so we'll have to definitely look for one. 452. Oh, we're actually already under that. 452. 452 is the order block. Open ungained. Looks like we are going to gain that order block then. So we can kind of scrap this idea. Go to a higher time frame. We can just see what we have. Just going to get rid of this here. Do you know I'm not? I'm going to bring that back and just give it color. So that's the gap. We've already tested into this range here. There's no reason for this to hold. Looks like we are just going to gain the daily level here. Let's mark that on our screen. So the level is 452. Let me just do a real level. 452. OB ungained. Get rid of that PDR. Get rid of this wick. That wick isn't necessary anymore. We sunk so deep in it. Even if we do come up, I wouldn't even bother looking at it anymore. We'll be ungained and the 75% ungained. Okay, that's the levels we're in. We failed the low here. So I have a trade here that I can look at. Got a high, a midpoint of this candle. Close out here. Stop loss is way too big now, so we're not doing that. Wait for something else. So this is still the block. If we don't close the midpoint of it, then it's good to move down. Close it on the 15-second already, so it looks like we'll be pushing up. So that kind of means we're starting that sideways movement really, unless something just booms up. Can be stuck here for a bit. We close the low, fail to move down. So if we come up here and close this higher, it's rejecting the move down, rejecting to go low off these levels. 75 to 50. 83 points. There was no ATH, unless you see it as this. It's technically an ATH because it did go down, flip direction. So what we're looking at here is for this to close. Once this closes, could look for something. If it doesn't, and we kind of just stick around here, I'm sure we're just going to go sideways for a while. It's quite an ugly looking range, I'm not going to lie. Oh, I think it crashed. And tops up just crashed because my trading view is still working, and so is my internet. Okay, we're back. It's not really a good look. Closing that, okay. Good sign that we're not going to move sideways. Looking for a move down to get us in, to go up. So potentially we'll be entering around here. Could get a around a 63-point move. So it's a good amount of money there, if this is to come down. It's kind of just crashing now, it's not moving. Yeah, it's kind of just bugging out. Looks like we're just going to go straight up and just not come down. I will just pause it and come back if we do come down. It's kind of a shame how it's moving, or not moving actually, because this looks like the start of a good setup. We've got that trade down, you know, everything we're kind of looking for. Try and take that move up, looking at something like this, up to that target, but it looks like it's just crashed here. Keeps crashing. I've refreshed it. Just nothing's happened. I'm gonna give it about a minute or two. If we just stay here, I guess I'm just going to log off. Okay, it's back. It, no idea what happened. It just froze for 7 minutes, and then just came back. Just create this ugly ass gap. So yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. Looks like if we went for that, it would have just been break even anyway, or trowed somewhere. I don't know, but yeah, I guess if this doesn't hold, we can proceed with those shorts anyway. Quite bad price action today. Wouldn't say bad at times, just more so a bit untelling in some occasions. When you actually look at it, it does look alright. I guess this is the certain trades we've got in, and we again we have missed quite a lot of trades, so there's not really much we can do about that. Wouldn't say untelling on the higher time frame, to be honest. That is such an ugly looking candle. But yeah, we should proceed down to here now then. And then the low of the order block is, I'm assuming, is that low. Yep, okay. Order block ungained, 75% of the level. I would rather look at the order block ungained over the 75. I'm going to keep both of them now. We've closed the low. Come all the way down to this point. Wouldn't mind taking a quick long if there's something valid to take. If not, if I can't get a trade here, I'll just end the video, because who knows where it's gonna go, to be honest. Hopefully we just continue down though, because it's making me lately not even want to log on to my actual account when we're this high up. We need to go down for a solid like 3 to 4 days in a row to actually start looking like we're going to go down. Until then, we just have to just keep expecting it to go higher. I think if we get to here and close this down, then I do see a world we can hang around here and potentially go low, because this range has already been held here. I think it will try and hold the order block and then hopefully just fall, because this is the next range down after that. Looking at a good distance, you got to run down now. It can happen, and I hope it does, but you never really know. Never really know until it happens. So nothing yet. This is just ugly because the order block's here. I know what this candle's about. My goodness. So we're just looking for that. Either the price action down to here, or now that we've closed this low, maybe we can get a short down to that level. Because now there's absolutely no reason to go higher. Just none. This candle closes in 5 minutes. Might get an immediate rebalance on the next candle, which would be revisiting this range. But yeah, I'll just pause it until something comes around. We're actually starting to look like we can get something. We're coming down to the daily level, which is our target. This gains the daily order block, which is nice. Once we gain that, I'm thinking about using that to potentially get all the way back up to here. close this now, and we didn't get into that. So the thing is, we could go for a short down, full well knowing we might stop here, reverse up, so we'd have to be break even. Close, the highest fair value gap is here. Do have a swing coming in, so we'd have to do something like this, is what I'm talking about. So obviously this is testing into the order block as well now. Do something like so. The stop loss is way too big to even try this actually. Unless we went for a bit further down there, just like so. 12.25. We could try this, because even if it was just to get to here, it's actually an okay profit. Got a 15-second. I would like to see this close. So we know when it's going to close. 5 seconds here. Okay. If I can get us in, I would be okay with taking this. Because we've not tested anything yet. If we come further down, beforehand, which we haven't actually. Okay, so we're gonna have to have our stop loss there, because it's gonna exactly 24 now. And I'm honestly thinking about break even in if we gain the level. I'd actually break even now, because we want this to go down. Like straight up, we want it to go down now, because we're so close to this level it can flip out. Break even now. Free trade now. In any other circumstance, I wouldn't break even this fast. And now that break even is justifiable, because we closed this, we tested into this level. Okay, there's the movement down. So we know full well it can flip here. I'm gonna just put that 2 more ticks into profit, just so it solidifies the break even. So this either falls off a cliff now or it stops us out. That's the two options we have here, obviously. And there's generally nowhere for it to go, so I would just pop it at 3R. But yeah, those are guys just going to stop us out there for break even basically. But yeah, like I said, I think we're just if we get here, it won't flip until here. So that was always a valid trade to try. We've not been stopped out yet. So can trial for a couple more dollars here. Justifiable trial, just because, you know, if it's gonna come back up, we're gonna get stopped out regardless. And this is the next range. If we close here, this is the next range, and there it goes. Cool. So we wouldn't have stopped out anyway. So yeah, I think that was a valid attempt to try. Now this is telling us it's holding. We close this, come down, take it for a long. That's exactly what I would try. So if that was the other way around, and we obviously test into here, there's no way in hell am I trying to take a short for that. We didn't test it yet. So it was good enough to try and break it down. We knew full well that the likelihood of it flipping here was so high. That's why you got to try aggressively, which we did do. We got break even pretty much straight away as well. It was given to us, which was nice. I was going to break even regardless, but it was nice that to be there. Now what we can do is, well, this is a swing, close this here, trade back down, take something up, and that will be the last thing I try on the day, because it is. I've been here for quite a while now. But yeah, I think that was a pretty good trade to take. Justifiable break even, like I said. A valid attempt. No reason to hold this range anymore. Last thing we need is to close. Did we close in the 15 second? We didn't. So right now I wouldn't be looking to take anything until that closes. If we don't and we close this, then I'll be looking for a short. You just have to keep flipping what's going to happen. Have a direction long term, but whatever's happening in short term, just react off of it and take trades. Just know full well, something like what I was just talking about there. Know full well if you're taking a opposing direction trade and you're close to a level, just know that it could flip pretty much straight away, and you have to be aware of that. You have to be break even. So here's the thing. Failed to close, swept, so we should break this. So our direction is going to continue down by the looks of things. Swing up. Especially if we break this, we're kind of invalidating this as a swing, and we can say, well, 13, this was the 11.82, 2 minutes late. So that's the swing. If that's the swing, we've got another one coming up in 2 minutes, which could test us into this level. We can take that short down. Like I said, we've not really got a target. The next target in theory would be this low. Cool, well, guess it's that low then. Yeah, so next target is this low. Almost deleted the recording there, that would have been a good one. Been 2 hours and 10 minutes just wasted. Okay. So exactly what I said happened. Swept this, break this. Okay, so next thing to happen is to come up to here, hopefully, to go lower. And also, in an ideal world, we don't get to here beforehand. This realistically doesn't mean anything at all anyway. I don't care if we get there. But I'd like to just not get there, just in case we do have something like a sweep and it goes higher. Well, we have got there now, so there's nothing we can do about that. Just need it to pull up. If we can pull up, at least we can try something. It's not going to give it to us, it's just going to go. And it's just one of those unfortunate situations as well, whereas you always just think, don't you, afterwards, like, why couldn't it have just gone down? Why does it have to come up and then go down? Because, I mean, it's now down 66 points, which is, you know, about $132. For 1 mini, that's a great trade, that is. And we risked just less than 25. Unfortunate. It has froze again, so this might be, if it freezes again, this might be my opportunity just to log off. $17 candle now. So if we can pull up into the highest gap or the order block, we can look for one last trade. Just need this to go up. Obviously the swing can be the next candle as well. 15 minutes, just gonna look at that real quick. Okay. This has been closed now, which is good. Go on the 4 hour. Okay. So we closed this range here. So we held the order block, sorry, the fair value gap. order block of this entire range is here. So you go trade price action up. Don't think it's going to give it to us. If not, I will just leave it there. So I'm just going to pause it until we either come up or if we get to here, I'll just end it. Last attempt coming up here. We wanted to see if we could get that short down. That short never came around, so we can kind of see this as of now. We can only really justify this as a sweep, and what I was waiting for here was price to move down, back down to this range, which initiated the move up. We closed it on the 15-second here, closed it, just looking for that price action back down, didn't get it. Now we're coming up. This range obviously isn't going to hold. This range already tested. That was the trade we went for earlier. Now if we come all the way up to here, we could retest down here, but more so I'm kind of just looking at this right now. This range broke the high of this range, so I'm kind of just seeing what happens here now. We haven't got there yet. Something I'm not liking about the price action right now is it just keeps freezing, just keeps going like this. I don't really ever trade it this time, so I don't know if that's just something that happens, but it goes good and then it just stops, just like so. It's not even a countdown on that candle. But yeah, I'll unpause it if we get down to here. If we come up and don't ever come back down, I would just end the recording. Okay, so we just ended up coming up. So that's probably just gonna end the video there. Not probably, I will, because I don't really see a world where we can actually get a trade here in the next, like 15 to 20 minutes. But yeah, I was hoping we closed this, came back down, could then get the test up to where it is now. Obviously it just happened in one swoop, and also I'm just not really a fan of it just keep freezing like it's doing. The 15-second is looking so just choppy and weird. I keep getting these gaps because it keeps freezing. So yeah, just leave it there. Ended up like 1.1R, 1.2R with the break-evens that we got because there were a couple of ticks in. But yeah, I think it's a bit shorter than the last one. Didn't really like today's price action. Hopefully tomorrow's better and you can get a bit of a better video from me.